Hey YouTube, it's Tuesday and I was going to cut on Wednesday, but I figured it'd cut today because it's supposed to snow tomorrow actually. I just wanted to show you these. My daughter knows I use a lot of these. I tend to break them because of, wobbling back and forth on them. But the little one there, that's the size they normally are. And she got this one here from Craftsman, and you can see the seat's a lot thicker. And it's a lot bigger, the plate you throw your tools in. I don't know if the metal's any thicker, because on the bottom of the seat that usually cracks when you're moving around after about a year or two. So she bought me 2 more of these. I have a black one right there that I really like that has been working good. But we'll see, because sometimes somebody will come here and talk to me and we'll sit on the seats there or whatever. But I thought you'd just like to see how much thicker and everything the newer one is. It seems pretty nice. Okay guys, so here's what I got here. This is a piece of hemlock. Now let me just give you a little insight on Pennsylvania hemlock. I think they may call this eastern hemlock, I'm not sure, but it's hemlock. And here's the problem with it. Hemlock is okay for framing lumber to a degree, depending upon when you cut it. Hemlock usually, a lot of them around here, there's hemlock trees that are broken off halfway up because they get shake in them and they pull apart. Now this tree here was up where I have some trees that are clustered together quite a bit. There's about 30 pine trees there, and they're all are hemlock trees, and they're all keep one another from getting too much wind. Now the one end of this is only 8 inches in diameter. This end here looks like it's about 1 foot. So this is the end of the, well, let's see, it's the second to the end. But I'm going to see what I get out of it. I just want to see how the hemlock cuts, and I want to see what it looks like. So let me do some measuring here to see if I can't figure out what I got to do to raise it up at that end, and then I'll start to cut it. I'm going to raise this end up 1.5 inches because it could come up 2 inches to be perfectly level, but that's not really what I'm after exactly. I'm just want to get it close. So I'm going to pick this up 1.5 inches at this end, and then I should be able to get a nice straight cut out of the first cut there. Okay, so it's up 1.5 inches down there, 8 inches there, 12 inches here. Just going to see what we can get out of this. don't know, hemlock is soft wood. Now that cut that I made there, I can get probably 2 or 3, maybe 4. I don't think so because the other end's small. But I could probably get 3 nice 2x4s out of that, and maybe a 1x or so. So we'll see what happens with it. It's because it drops down so quickly at the one end. But I'll show you what the wood looks like. It's pretty nice. Got some knots in it, like I say. It cuts real easy. It doesn't even feel like you're cutting. So we'll see what happens here. I do a little bit of measuring. Now it doesn't matter which way you cut it. I mean, I could have turned it 90 and cut, or 180 and cut it. I turned it all the way around there so that I could get the biggest cant out of there that I can. So I'm going to cut just enough to give myself 4 inches at that end, and then I'll be able to get 2x4s out of that. end there, in order to get a cant, I've only got 4 inches up there. So I can only get like 2 2x4s out of this thing. Now, I made a little mistake here. What I should have done was I should have raised the one end up a little bit better, and that would have gave me a better cut. But I didn't, so this is where I'm at. So I'm just going to come up 4 inches off the bunk and cut through there, and then I'll see what I got as far as 2x4s go. I think I'll get another 2 1x out of it. That's a nice 2x4 there. There's no cracks or anything from shaking it, so they ought to be pretty nice. So I'm going to just stack that on the 4x4s I have over here, and I'll cut 2x4s out of most of the hemlock as I cut it. So I'm actually happy with that. One of the things you want to look at when you're cutting hemlock that you want to look for is a straight grain. Now if you notice, even though there's some knots in here, this grain runs all the way up through there nice and straight. So these 2x4s should be good when they're dry. Like I say, hemlock's not as strong as, say, like white pine or some of the other pines. Now, if you get stuff from the west, you know, spruce, pine, and fir is written on the stamp most of the times, or hem fir. The stuff from out west is a little better wood, but there's nothing wrong with this as long as you pick out the good stuff. Okay, so should get one more out of that. I don't believe that's a full 4 inches, so I won't get a full 2x4 out of it. And I'm cutting these 2x4 inches fully. I'm not trimming them. Another good 2x4. I don't know if you've looked at the price of 2x4s recently, but an 8-foot 2x4 at Lowe's is $666 for one 2x4. That's twice as much as they were 2 Decembers ago. Crazy. I'm going to see what this is here, if I can get a 1x out of it. I'll just set this on the side, and I might be able to get a 1x out of that piece that's left there. Maybe not. No, it doesn't look like it will. So 3 2x4, 6, 12, 18, 19 something. I mean, it's up to you whether you want to put your effort into this or not. To me, it's worth it. nice that saw is cutting there. I mean, that's a pretty thin piece to take off of that. It's more like a 1x3 because of the bark down there, the weighing down at this end. So, I guess I'll trim that off. Maybe I'll just leave that as it is. Now, I just started cutting hemlock, so I only have the 3 2x4s and one piece of 1x so far. I have more trees up there that I want to cut down, but I haven't gotten that far. So anyway, that's hemlock. So you can see how I cut the 2x4s out of it. With that one end being 8 inches, to actually get 3 2x4s out of that end where the curves are was good. I mean, it just worked out. And then that 1x underneath there, that was good as well. I couldn't get the 4th 2x4 because that 8 inches represented the curvature in the wood. So anyway, I've got some more hemlock up here to cut. I'll cut it as I go. For right now, I just wanted to show you what I was doing with this first piece. So I actually like the cutting of the hemlock. It seems like it's a lot easier on the saw because it's soft wood and there was nothing in it to give me any grief. So anyway, have a good one, guys. Bye. I threw that piece that was left on there and I got a 1x8 out of that, or actually it'll be a 1x6 because it's actually 7 inches. So that's not so bad. So 2 1x and the 3 2x4s, that's worth cutting it. If you're low on stickers and stuff like that, technically you could cut this last piece here. You can see how thick it is. You could cut that out of 2 of them at least 4 foot long and get stickers out of there. I'm not in any need of stickers. I've got a whole pile of them in the greenhouse. So I'll cut this down to a 1x6 and that'll give me another 1x there. Okay, so have a good one. Bye.